to Ignite 2020. Man, just quite a bit of excitement and energy with Azure Arc these days, so really glad you could all be here with us. I'm Jeremy Winter, Director for Azure Management, and I'm joined today with Jason Hansen, a key leader from the Azure Arc team, who will help us moderate and answer any of the questions real time throughout the session. So don't hesitate to ask those questions as they come up. Jason, you want to say hi?
Hey everybody, as Jeremy mentioned, I'm Jason and I'm one of the PMs on the Azure Arc team. Yeah, we have a number of folks from the staff, both product and engineering, who are hanging out in chat, and we'll be answering your questions. Any question that comes up, feel free to throw it into chat. And we've also reserved some time after the end of the presentation to answer those questions interactively. So keep them coming. And without further ado, back to you, Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. And again, thanks for all the help with the session. So look, everyone, in today's session, we're going to cover the whys and hows around Azure Arc for those that may be new to the space. We also want to reflect on the progress since the initial launch of the vision last year at Ignite 2019. I'll also go through and highlight some customer momentum and use cases with Arc because we have some pretty cool stories to be able to show you there. And look, we only have so much time in this new format, so let's just dive in. I want to start at the top. As we think about Arc, our primary focus is really two specific areas. First, it's about managing and governing the way you do in the cloud with Azure by extending the Azure control plane to the other environments. The value here is to provide a consistent way of managing all of your environments based on the same mechanism and approach you are using in Azure. The second is to bring a subset of those Azure services to any infrastructure, allowing flexibility for you to run these services wherever you feel you need to. This will really come into play when you need to run the first-party Azure services in your data center, edge, or on other cloud environments to power those applications that you're starting to work on. But if we think back, let's just look at kind of Arc and why we built it for you. As we see the customer landscape of our customers' infrastructures, we see customers have tens, hundreds, even thousands of applications. And those apps, we recognize, run in a diverse infrastructure with data centers and hosting environments and branch offices. And they may even run in multi-cloud scenarios where we often see two or more clouds being used. And it's our objective to really embrace where you are today. If you have a situation like this, the main questions I often think of are, how do you govern a disparate environment like this? How do you ensure security across the entire organization? And how do I do this in a way so that I can make sure all my operations are consistent? And this is really just a key area for how we think about Arc. And with Azure Arc, it really means, we're all about meeting you where you are with the keen understanding of your IT environment. And what this means is, for now, you can benefit from three core scenarios. First, you can organize all your resources consistently in Azure, whether they're on Windows, Linux, SQL servers, or containers. You can govern and control them in a homogeneous way, and you can get visibility to them from a single pane of glass, all from within Azure. Next, you can leverage the cloud-native app development practices, meaning you can use DevOps techniques to deploy and manage Kubernetes apps at scale and make sure they are configured consistently as you build your Kubernetes-based applications. And lastly, you can run those first-party Azure data services, Azure SQL managed instances, and Azure PostgreSQL hyperscale anywhere. Now, one of the key questions I often get is thinking about Azure and the broader hybrid strategy of Azure. And so before we go deeper into Azure Arc, let's just take a moment to pull back and talk through some of that larger hybrid portfolio for Azure and where Azure Arc really plays. When we think about Azure, it's really built for hybrid at its core. This has been something we've been doing for quite a while, and we understand that the hybrid environment is durable and here to stay. And that's why we provide a comprehensive set of capabilities that allow you to benefit from the best the cloud has to offer, right on your on-premises or those multi-cloud environments. Now, as I talk through this, first and foremost, we have your existing environments. And you can both connect the existing servers in Kubernetes as well as bringing those Azure services to your infrastructure. Next, we provide the ability to modernize your data center with Azure Stack, leveraging cloud-like practices where you can't move or connect to Azure. And then we also provide the ability to bring Azure AI capabilities to the edge with our Azure IoT offering. Now, so as you think about how Arc fits in, Arc is that single control plane that extends across all of these to provide a consistent tools and consistent experiences, including how they're projected back to and managed with Azure. Now, at Ignite, I want to really pivot and just focus on these two big announcements to make sure it's clear for everyone. We have two big announcements this week at Ignite that are really key. We're now GA for Azure Arc enabled servers, and we're also announcing the public preview of Azure Arc enabled data services. I know many of you have been waiting for these, and this is a huge milestone, as now everybody has access to all the capabilities for Azure Arc. For Arc, we've just taken an iterative journey, working directly with many of you, rolling out new capabilities over time. And looking back over the year, we've moved from a single preview available for servers last year at Ignite 2019 to previewing Arc-enabled Kubernetes environments and Arc-enabled SQL at Build, to now a year later expanding to the broader management portfolio and a much broader set of services. At this Ignite, we're coming with the biggest set of capabilities yet. You now have access to all the control plane capabilities Azure Arc provides, including Azure Management services like monitoring, policy, and Azure Defender. Now, our development teams are building these capabilities hand in hand with you, as I've mentioned, and we continue to execute in this mode, and we will continue to execute in this mode over the next coming years. Look, this is about learning with you and releasing capabilities for you as they come available. This is a key point I need us all to really understand. We're no longer in a mode where we ship software in some big release that many of us have been used to in the past. The core of the Arc platform is GA with server, Arc-enabled server, and we'll also continue to evolve and build out those new offerings and capabilities over the coming months and year. No need to wait or hold. And for all of our customers that have been on that journey with us, man, I just appreciate your energy and partnership. We couldn't have come this far without you. Let's go take a look at some of these customers. I mean, we're seeing a great momentum in the adoption of Azure Arc, and the customers are doing amazing things with Azure Arc, and it's just great. As you can see, lots of big names coming through here. And when we talk about a few of them here, it's been great to just see them participating in the previews and already transforming their business for how they're essentially managing their environments and delivering Azure services to the edge with the Azure native capabilities. So hey, why don't we just take a minute and hear from them directly?
Africa's Talking mission is to empower software developers across the continent to build powerful, scalable businesses. Then we're talking companies that are reaching hundreds of thousands of people every day using our solutions. One of the reasons why we decided to adopt Azure Arc is Africa is very fragmented. We have lots of infrastructure spread all over the place. And that's where Azure Arc really comes in. It's basically helping us accelerate the pace at which we can build locally deployed solutions. So you just need to deploy Kubernetes, and then it makes it easy for us to then put our applications on all these clouds. I think what we're doing, especially that, focusing on the last mile and making sure that we're making it easy for people to access services, I think that's going to have a huge effect on the economy.
For Avanade, the challenge was, how do we manage a customer's diverse estate wherever it sits? Arc enables me to manage all of those workloads in a single place and to apply the innovation that's happening on Azure to all of those platforms. Avanade has built a tool called Isotope. Isotope rides on top of Azure Lighthouse and connects to the Azure Arc data that lives in Azure. That enables us to get an in-depth view of the entire client's estate. We've got a list of customers out the door and around the block that want the insights that we can now provide thanks to Arc.
Siemens Healthineers is one of the biggest suppliers of diagnostic imaging and lab diagnostic equipment. The TeamPlay Digital Health platform is our digital platform which we use to connect customers into the digital world. Recently, we have worked on AI algorithms that help interpret the changes that COVID-19 causes in patients' lungs. And we have been able to roll out the algorithms very quickly into our installed base. Azure Arc enabled Kubernetes in the future will give us even more speed up in rolling out such algorithms into the field. This is what we could achieve with cloud in our industry. That's a really great and exciting feeling.
Awesome to see the impact and benefits already from these customers. Look, now how did we do this? All of this is possible because we have something called Azure Resource Manager in Azure, or ARM for many of you that have been using it for a while. Now we built Azure Resource Manager as that single control plane for all of our Azure resources. Every service in Azure is connected to this control plane, and it provides core functionalities consistently across all of them, like tagging, indexing, search, resource organization, and more. Each Azure service connects into and takes advantage of the ARM capabilities through a resource provider model. It's how we have consistent create, read, update, delete operations, policy enforcement, inventory, and even how we connect in with our portal experiences. With Azure Arc, what we did here is we extended the single control plane within Azure so you can project your environments as resources in Azure. And now you have a consistent way to manage Azure and non-Azure resources. You can also leverage the modern cloud practices you're putting in place for your IT staff and developers on Azure to these other environments because of the way that we've integrated. In this slide, as we come to this next slide, you'll see that the Azure Arc-enabled resources are represented the same way and at the same level as the Azure resources are. And so for IT admins, your Azure Arc brings consistency and that single pane of glass experience across all of these thousands of servers that you have, and by enabling them to use the inventory and organizational capabilities, like I said, tagging, governance, capabilities, such as role-based access control, policy, and compliance. In addition here, the key benefit and capability is that once an environment is connected to Azure with Azure Arc, be it Arc-enabled servers or Arc-enabled Kubernetes clusters as an example, you're now also able to take advantage of the deep set of enterprise-grade management and security capabilities available on Azure. This is key. As these capabilities evolve and new services are added to Azure, they'll be available to you to utilize on Azure and beyond through Azure Arc. Now, when I think about examples that come to top of my mind as we have listed on the site, it's just Azure Defender, Azure Monitor, Configuration Management. As all of those evolve, you'll have access to those. Or even Azure Lighthouse that extends a partner's capability to support multiple tenants environments. That now can also be leveraged to engage to those servers and Kubernetes clusters outside of Azure. But hey, we've covered a lot here on just even both customer and architecture. Let's take a look at this in action. Jason, can you jump away from all those questions for a moment and show us Azure Arc for Azure Arc enabled server in action, especially given the GA?
Yeah, definitely, Jeremy. And we are super excited that Azure Arc-enabled servers is generally available. And I wanted to take some time to cover what Arc-enabling your servers means for you. Now, I recorded a quick demo. We don't have a lot of time, so let's dig in and see what this looks like in action.
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm excited to dig into Azure Arc-enabled servers and show you what it can do. Now, I have several servers running in both on-premises data centers and across clouds that I'd like to manage from Azure. Let's see how Azure Arc helps by bringing Azure management and services to these off-Azure machines. Let's go ahead and start in the Azure portal, and I'm going to navigate to the Azure Arc Center, which you see here. Now, I'm going to add a Windows server running in one of my data centers. I'll select Existing Infrastructure and click Add to add my server. Now, I need to provide some information about this server. I've selected one of my Azure subscriptions and a target resource group. I'll pick a region which is close to this server. Now, the region I choose is the Azure location that will be used to store metadata about my machine. Data like the machine name, its operating system, and version. Next, I can provide tags to note the physical location or attach additional tags that are meaningful to me. Now, I can always update or change these tags later. Now, clicking Next generates a script that I can download and run to Arc enable my server. Now, this script downloads and installs the Azure Arc agent. Now, and Azure Arc also supports Windows and Linux for both virtualized and bare metal servers. Now, deploying the agent will prompt for my Azure credential and securely connect this server to Azure. Now, installing the agent only takes a few minutes, but let's go ahead and switch to my target resource group with a few servers that I've already Arc enabled. Great. Here are my Arc enabled servers. You can see I have some Windows and Linux machines. Now, I have a single place to view and organize all my stuff. I can group my servers using Azure constructs. I can use subscriptions and resource groups. I can define server access using Azure Role-Based Access Control. This is consistent across all of my Azure resources. Now that I've added servers from many different infrastructures, I can use services like Azure Resource Graph to quickly search across my entire inventory. Say I needed to list all of my Windows servers and their corresponding OS versions. I can quickly write a query to return this data in just moments. Now, any of my server properties or Azure metadata is fair game for searching, grouping, and analysis. Pretty powerful stuff. Now, I don't have to jump between multiple management and tooling silos. Azure Arc also lets me deploy many of the same server extensions that I already use to manage virtual machines on Azure. Now, this is great because it means that I can use the same Azure-based services to manage my Arc-enabled servers running anywhere. For example, Azure Update Management helps me handle update and patching my Windows and Linux servers. I can group my servers, schedule OS updates, and monitor progress all from a single place. Now, Azure Arc extends this management capabilities to servers running in my data center as well as other clouds. Likewise, inventory and change management keeps track of all the software installed on my servers and keeps a history of any modification. That server logs can be shipped to Azure for storage, search, and analysis, and monitoring insights unlocks server insights including events, alerts, and network connections. Now, the best part is that Azure Arc brings these management services to your infrastructure running anywhere. Operations teams use the same tools and interfaces no matter where the infrastructure is running. As the Azure platform continues to add features and capabilities, I automatically gain that benefit. Now, this was a quick overview of what Azure Arc-enabled servers can do today. If you are interested in a deeper look as well as a dive into Arc-enabled Kubernetes, we have a few skilling sessions available that we will link at the end of the session. Thanks, and back to you, Jeremy.
Hey, that was a lot to fit into 4 minutes, and just a quick taste of what we've got. We put together some skilling sessions that you can launch on demand that go a little bit more in depth, that cover server, Kubernetes, and data services. And we'll have links for at the end of the session for you to go ahead and look that up. Back to you, Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Man, great coverage of the capabilities, and I mean, you did pack it in there, so good job. Let's now take a look at what kind of infrastructure resources you can enable with Azure Arc. And Jason covered some of this. Key with the general availability of Arc-enabled servers, we support a wide range of Linux operating systems like Red Hat, SUSE, and of course, Windows Server. Again, this is where we've seen high usage area. This is a big high usage area as our customers are looking to their existing environments. On the SQL Server side, we've been in preview since the spring, connecting Arc to your existing SQL servers, or as we call Arc-enabled SQL Server. Once connected, in addition to the benefits of governance and inventory, you're also able to take advantage of additional values such as Azure Security Services or proactive SQL assessments, ensuring your database is optimally tuned. Big win for bringing the existing SQL Server estate together in one place for sure. And then on the Arc-enabled Kubernetes, we remain in public preview and support multiple Kubernetes distributions. Again, flexibility of choice for what your environment needs versus forcing you to decide on a single solution. You can use cloud-native tools such as GitOps configuration and application deployment to one or many clusters at scale. With Ignite, just to call out one of these things that we have in preview, is the Azure Kubernetes service on Azure Stack HCI, which lets customers deploy and manage containerized apps at scale on Azure Stack HCI. What this does is it provides a consistent, secure, and supported Kubernetes experience for customers who want to use Azure Stack HCI within their data center. Now, AKS on Azure Stack HCI can, of course, be managed and governed by Azure Arc. So for those of you pushing forward with Kubernetes-based applications, we have you covered. Now, before I leave this slide, remember a few minutes ago, I talked about the iterative approach. Again, Arc-enabled server is GA, and we're ready for you. Start connecting your existing systems with Azure now as you prepare to migrate, or are already migrating to take benefit in this consistent approach with the cloud. And in parallel, if you and your teams are kicking the tires with Kubernetes, we're there for you as well. And again, think about flexibility. Think about leveraging the different capabilities that we need across being forced into one single spot. All right, let's go talk about Arc-enabled services. You know, as we've talked about Arc-enabled infrastructure, I really think that's just key for us to really hone in on Arc-enabled services. And Azure Arc, in addition to managing and governing your resources outside of Azure, also enables you to bring Azure services into your environment, on-premises, edge, and even multi-cloud. Now, the first set of services that we are bringing to you through Azure Arc is the Arc-enabled data services. Now in preview, you can deploy Azure SQL Managed Instance or PostgreSQL Hyperscale wherever you need. The key benefits here with our Arc-enabled services are they're always current, just like in Azure, you always have the current product. It's elastic with scale, just like in Azure. And you have unified management, security, and of course, pay as you go, just like in Azure. And the key here is this works on any hardware and any Kubernetes. Now, given the amount of depth required just for our data services offerings, we have a specific session led by Travis Wright that you absolutely must tune into if the data area is really a big area for you to focus in on. Now, as we bring this all together, I thought it'd be good to showcase this again with another one of our early adopting customers who's taking advantage of Azure Arc. Let's hear from Ferguson.
Ferguson is the world's largest HVAC, kitchen, lighting, plumbing supplier with 1,400 locations, 26,000 employees, and a company of companies with Ferguson Waterworks, Build.com, Supply.com, as well as PowerToolsDirect.com. As a cloud architect, it's not only my job to understand how new technology can be distributed to our customers and our associates, but also how we meet the needs of our vendors, our companies. Those challenges bring forth a new design, a new landscape, and new architecture on the daily basis. Our journey with Azure started approximately 3 years ago. When we look at our environment with thousands of servers distributed across our hybrid, multi-cloud, on-prem environments and solutions, Azure Arc has changed the way that I look at our architecture, our Azure landscape. Azure Arc bridges the gap on how we look at our systems through the Azure portal. We can migrate our on-prem solutions into Azure, utilizing infrastructure as a service or potentially PaaS and SaaS. Azure Arc has provided the capabilities to not only make my job easier, but also the jobs of our operations teams, as well as our operations centers, to be able to view all of our systems through one portal via a dashboard and see how those systems are applying governance, policy, tagging, compliance across the whole entire enterprise, no matter where they reside within our organization. Azure Arc will provide the future of possibilities to how we bring all of our companies, our subsidiaries together. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing, is how we can serve our customers. Azure Arc will push that data to bring those systems together inside of a multi-cloud landscape or enterprise, and how we can utilize those solutions moving forward.
That's a great transformation story. I just love seeing it. So good job for Ferguson. Okay, as we wrap up, please be sure to use the resources within our Azure Arc learning path to get you started. I mean, Azure.com is always a great starting point. And in addition to the learning paths, we have a ton of technical skilling videos. And to be sure, I'd just say be sure to register for our upcoming Azure IaaS webinar mini-series to learn more about Azure Arc and other IaaS solutions. Oh, and I'd also say don't forget the related Ignite sessions that are going to be going on this week, such as Ask the Experts, where you can ask them anything on Arc, and then also building a hybrid platform with Arc-enabled data services, which is what I mentioned just a little bit ago with Travis. It's a it'll be a great session. And we've also included a detailed set of slides that you can come back and refer to later of all the different resources that cover from our all-up overviews and videos to Azure Arc for Kubernetes and servers that lists out all our blogs and videos and additional documentation. Look, my biggest ask for everyone as we start to switch towards the question is just keep learning with the deep dive content. The how-to guidance and the on-demand sessions for Arc are there for you, and we're going to keep adding more to it. So hey, with that, I know we've covered a ton, and I see there's quite a few questions have been going on, but Jason, I think I've saved us a little bit of time so that we can answer a few questions as well if you see any that you want to throw my way.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. And the questions have been coming in, and I wanted to bubble up a few and have us answer them interactively. So first, now that Azure Arc enabled server is generally available, what is this thing going to cost?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. We've heard a lot about that as we're coming through the preview. I think the key here is there is no additional cost to onboard your servers onto Azure Arc. This includes, as you come on, this includes the core platform functionality like the portal and CLI tooling, inventory and organization, role-based access control and search using Azure Resource Graph. We're not asking you for an additional expense to be able to connect the servers. This is something, like I said, at no additional cost. Now, if you choose to use the additional management services like Azure Monitor or Log Analytics or Azure Defender, those add-on services will be based on a price that's aligned with the service, but in particular to that specific service, but in a consistent model as you've been using them directly on Azure. So no specific cost for enabling the Arc, but the capabilities around it will be consistent what you already use and are charged or pay for use on Azure.
Oh, that's great. And those baseline capabilities, we see a lot of customers excited about that right out of the gate. In terms of network connectivity, we've got a lot of customers that have lots of different offices and locations that they want to Arc enable. Do those customers need ExpressRoute or any special network connectivity to get started?
Yeah. The short answer is no. They don't need ExpressRoute or any special network connectivity. The way the Arc agents can use your existing connections that you already have set up, so you're good to go from there. Now, of course, Jason, if they all do, or the customer is using ExpressRoute, then Azure Arc agents can use that connection too. The key for us when we were doing Azure Arc is really just to meet you where you are with the existing infrastructure. So it's not required, but if they are using ExpressRoute, for sure, you can continue to use that connection as well.
Great. So one other question that comes up is if Azure Arc requires customers to eventually migrate to Azure.
Yeah, that's a clear that one as well. That's a no. Azure Arc really brings the goal is to bring those Azure management tools and experiences to your existing infrastructure. No need to migrate your servers, clusters, or data. And this is a kind of a unique approach that we took. Again, we didn't feel like you needed to be required to migrate into a proprietary Kubernetes environment or take advantage of these capabilities. We wanted to be able to have you leverage that now. Now, of course, if getting to a Kubernetes environment with your existing application is something you're interested in, we're innovating on tools within Azure Migrate that helps you to get to those Kubernetes environments. But for Arc specifically and Azure Arc specifically, no, you don't need to migrate to Azure. Remember, the goal is to be able to help you with your existing environment ahead of a migration.
No, that makes sense.
Good.
Now, you mentioned Kubernetes. So I see that we've got lots of different Kubernetes distributions supported. Can you talk a little bit about what that looks like?
Yeah, I mean, our goal there really is just aiming to support any CNCF conformant distro or distribution. We've worked with several of the partners, as I mentioned earlier, to make sure that Azure Arc works seamlessly with those environments. It's all really about listening to our customers' needs in the space to see if we need to add or change the different distros. But again, CNCF is really kind of the conformant is really where we're at it on the distros. We'll continue to assess and work with the other environments as the customer's needs arise, but we also want to be intentional to ensure quality and performance of those Arc-enabled services as we start to see our services run in other environments.
Great. So it sounds like choice and flexibility is the name of the game. So
for sure.
And with that, thank you, Jeremy. We are running out of time here in terms of the questions. So any last words?
Hey, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for participating in the session. Have a great Ignite, and I hope you stay safe and stay healthy, everybody. See ya.